hello hello guys. So we had completed till question number 30, okay, in our previous video of numerical questions, okay, and we will try to finish this chapter today, okay. uh, so the question number 31 is as follow, okay. The numerical question number 31: if alpha comma beta and gamma are the roots of the equation x cube minus 3x square plus 1 equal to 0, then the value of this alpha upon 1 plus alpha the whole cube plus beta upon 1 plus beta the whole cube plus gamma upon 1 plus gamma the whole cube. Now this problem, in this problem, what we can do, can we create such thing from this equation? Alpha cube alpha 1 plus alpha square. If I take alpha square common, then it will create on alpha minus 3, okay. It will not create 1 plus alpha. So here you can see that we cannot create such terms using this equation. So when such things occurs that you cannot create these terms which whose sum or product or value which we want to find, we cannot create from the quadratic equation. You have seen many problems in our previous video that we used to, in such situations, we used to use this quadratic equation as alpha beta roots and then try to tackle the equation as much as we can. But here if you see that we cannot form anything from this, okay. So the only way, if you cannot form any relations between these equations given or the value which you need to find, then the last option is try to create a quadratic equation using these terms. Although we have done some similar questions earlier also, but I will just, let's try. Now it is in alpha and beta terms, okay. Now let's assume that there is a quadratic equation somewhere in the universe whose roots are these three, okay. So if let me call its one root is alpha 1 plus alpha, okay, and it's one root, so I cannot put this value, okay, as root everywhere. So I will call this root, okay, which is means the equation, because I want to find the sum of these values, okay. If I get a quadratic equation whose roots are this, then I can take the sum and then a plus b plus c the whole cube, like thing stuff, means the formulas a plus b the whole cube, okay. These formulas we can do manipulations and then we can find the values. So like that, this is this, in this direction you have to think in such problems, okay. Now let's just think what we can do. So if I assume this root as p, okay, if I assume that, means the quadratic equation which has these three as its root, let me call its root, means these are three roots, okay. Let me call it as p q r, okay. For p, okay, p should be equal to this alpha upon 1 plus alpha, okay. So let's calculate alpha. Why we are calculating alpha? Because we know alpha, beta and gamma are the root of this. So if I get alpha value, I can substitute it here, okay. So I will just try to find gamma value. P plus p alpha is equals to alpha, okay. So what we are getting, p upon 1 minus p, okay. We got this alpha value. So similarly we will get beta comma gamma value, okay. So if it is true for this value, then it will be true for this all value, okay. So we will create this quadratic equation using this only. You can do using this, gamma, doesn't matter, just try to create quadratic equation any one of them, using any one of them, okay. The reason why we are doing it, I have told it, okay, very clearly, okay. So there is a quadratic equation in the universe whose roots are this, but we cannot use them as a roots, okay. We need to find the relation, so we call them p q r. And if p is equal to this, q is equal to this, r is equal to this, we will just try to find alpha. Because why? If I want to get this equation, I have only this equation, okay. If I can put here alpha, beta and gamma. If I calculate alpha value from here, then I can substitute here and then get a quadratic equation in p, which will be true for p q r, because all three are roots, okay. So we got this. Now let's put this value, p upon 1 minus p the whole cube minus 3 into p upon 1 minus p the whole square plus 1 should be equal to 0, okay. Now if I multiply 1 minus p cube, the whole side, means p cube minus 3p into p square into 1 minus p plus 1 minus p the whole cube should be equal to 0. P cube minus 3p square plus 3p cube. Okay, I got plus 3 cube and minus 3p square. Here 1 minus p cube, okay, minus 3p, okay, into 1 minus p. Okay, we are getting this should be equal to 0. So p cube minus 3p square plus 3p cube, okay, plus 1 minus p cube minus 3p, okay, plus 3p square. So we got this thing. Okay, now if you see clearly, this 3p square and this 3p is cancelling out, okay, and any other thing else which is cancelling out, okay, this will become minus 2p cube. Okay, wait, I think we have done a mistake here. 3p square, no, we are not doing any mistake here. Okay, this will become 2p cube. Okay, sorry, this and this will cancel out. Okay, we have, so the thing which we are left with a 3p cube minus 3p, okay, 3p plus 1 should be equal to 0. Okay, now let me take the next page, okay, and then we will continue. So what equation which we got? The equation which we got, a 3p cube minus 3p plus 1 should be equal to 0. Okay, this is the equation which we got. Now its roots are p comma q comma r, because if it is true for p, then q and r are also the roots, so it will be true for all of these. Okay, so p plus q plus r. Okay, what we have, p plus q plus r. Here square term is missing, so it is equal to 0. Okay, now let me recall one thing. As I have told that we want to find the cubes, so we know that a cube plus b cube plus c cube, okay, minus 3 a b c is equals to a plus b plus c into a square plus b square plus c square minus ab minus bc minus c. This is the formula which is means we have used it continuously in algebra. Now a plus b is 0, so this whole thing is waste. Okay, so what we are getting, this a cube plus b cube plus c cube, okay, is equals to 3abc. So now we want to, if we got this product, okay, of p q r, our job is done. So if we see p q r is what, minus 1 by 3. Okay, so if I do this, apply this here, p cube plus q cube plus r cube is equals to 3 into p q r, which is 3 into 1 by 3 minus 1 by 3, which is minus here, which will give me minus 1. Okay, now if I substitute p value, alpha upon 1 plus alpha the whole cube plus beta upon 1 plus beta the whole cube plus gamma upon 1 plus gamma the whole cube should be equal to what, minus 1. So the reason why we did this and all the doubts if you have means regarding this will be solved. Why this approach was necessary in this question other than using the quadratic equation itself is the general doubt which appears in many children's mind. I have clarified that. Okay, let's move on further to next question. This is the next question, which is question number 32. The question says as follow: if the roots of the cubic x cube plus ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0 are 3 consecutive positive integers, then the value of a square b plus 1. Okay, now this question you can do it means like this. It means you can do it by like a, consider you can consider it n plus 1 n plus 2 like this. You can consider these 3 as these terms. Okay, because you want consecutive terms, or you can consider p minus 1 p and p plus 1. Okay, although you can see this will be easier. Okay, this is easy calculation. Okay, calculation, you can see why easy calculation, because when you will add these two will cancel out, which will directly give me plus 3p, while here these nothing terms are cancelling out. So this is means a little bit calculation, you can say calculation, because this one is easy, so I will not do it. Okay, this one is easy, so I will not do it. Okay, let me do it. Okay, I will do it by both the ways. So let me do it by this way. Okay, if minus p comma p plus 1 are the consecutive positive terms. Okay, consecutive positive terms. Okay, so then sum of the terms will be what? 3p, as I told you, should be what? Minus a. Okay, so we directly got, so this is what? 9p square. Why we did square? Because we want a square upon b plus 1 value, so a square. Okay, we got this one thing. Now let's try to apply this. If I apply this, p minus 1 into p plus 1, okay, plus p into p plus 1, okay, again p into p minus 1, okay, should be equal to what? B. Okay, so here p square minus 1, p square plus p square minus p, this cancel out, 3p square should be equals to what? B plus 1. So here you can directly see, and you have this, means if I bring 3 here, okay, then it will be equal to a square. So a square by 3 should be equals to b plus 1. From where did I got this? From 1. Okay, so let me take a next page. So where we were, a square upon 3 should be equals to b plus 1 on this thing which we were. Okay, if I bring this down, because we want to find a square b plus 1, so if I bring this down, what we are getting? A square b plus 1 is equals to 3. Okay, so this is the answer. Now if I consider, okay, consider, let me solve it by taking n plus 1. Okay, nothing is different. Consider n plus 1 n plus 2. Okay, then what I get? The sum of all will be 3n plus 3, okay, which should be equal to minus a. Again, if I do a square, what I get? 9 into n plus 1 the whole square should be equals to a square. Okay, let me call it as a again. So we got a. Now again, n into n plus 1 plus n plus 1 into n plus 2 plus n plus 2 into n. Okay, so if we calculate n plus n square plus 3n plus 2, okay, and this is n square plus 2n should be equals to what? B. What we are getting? 3n square plus 2 plus 3 5 plus 6n, okay, plus 2, okay, should be equals to 2. Now we want b plus 1, so if I add 1 on both the side, what I get? 3n square plus 6n plus 2 plus 1 should be equals to b plus 1. Okay, so what we are getting? 3n square plus 6n plus 3. If I bring 3 outside, what I get? N square plus 2n plus 1, okay, should be equals to b plus 1. Now this thing is n plus 1 the whole square. Okay, so I can write this as 3 into n plus 1 the whole square should be equals to b plus 1. Now if I divide this and this, what I get? A square, I am doing it here. Okay, a square upon b plus 1, I get this thing, and a square is what? 9 into n plus 1 the whole upon this is whole square, and this is 3 into n plus 1 the whole square. These two will means nullify, giving me the final answer as 3. Okay, so from here also we got the same answer. Okay, so now let's move on to further with the next question. The next question is question number 33. Okay, the function f of x equals to ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d has 3 positive zeros. Positive zeros means 3 roots, for which means the function gives 0 value, means they are the roots. If the sum of the zeros of f of x is 4, the largest possible integral value of c by a is, okay, we want to find the c by a integral value. Okay, now what the means, what thing we have been given. So if I consider alpha, beta, gamma, as the root. Okay, as the roots. So what I have, alpha plus beta plus gamma equals to 4, because sum of the zeros for these, the function will have 0 values. So for this we are getting 4 value. Now how we can proceed? Now here one property will be used. Okay, otherwise we cannot solve this. The property like use means you should remember such thing: 1 plus 1 upon r is greater than equal to 2, r 1 upon r is less than equal to 2. These are the properties which can be used at any step in the equation. Okay, similarly there is one more property which can also be used, which is means this summation xi x1 x2 is always less than equal to uh, x1 square, okay, x2 square plus x3 square. Okay, although it can be equal. For example, take this: if I consider three values 1, 4, 5, okay, the product means 1 into 4 plus 4 into 5 plus 5 into 1. Okay, this will be always be greater than equal to 1 plus 16 plus 25. You can calculate. So this thing is a property which can be used, okay, when you want to find c by a. This problem if appears for the first time, you cannot do it directly. Okay, so you should have seen this problem or solve it at least once, okay, while preparing for your examination. So when we apply this, what do you get? Alpha beta, beta gamma, gamma alpha. Okay, and why we use this property? Because in this alpha beta, beta gamma, gamma alpha is c by a, okay, whose value we want to find is less than equal to alpha square plus beta square plus gamma square. Okay, now this value is c by a. This should be what we can write: this alpha plus beta plus gamma, we have done it so many times, 2 into alpha beta means alpha, same again, alpha beta, beta gamma plus gamma alpha. Okay, we can write this. Now if I bring it that side, it is also okay. So I can write this what as 16, because this is 4 square is 16, minus 2 into c by a. Okay, here it is also c by a. If I bring it that side, 3 c by a should be less than equal to 16. So c by a should be less than equal to 16 by 3, which is approximately 5.15 0.3 like that. Okay, so we want the integral value. So 5 point integral value is 5. Okay, so 5 is the answer. 5 is the answer. Okay, so we are done with this problem. Okay, this was question number 33. Now let's move on to question number 34, which is as follow. The question number 34 says as: if b square minus 4ac is less than equal to 0, where a not equal to 0 and a comma b comma c comma x comma y all belongs to R, satisfying the system ax square plus x b minus 3 plus c plus y equals to 0 and a y square plus y into b minus 1 plus c plus 3 equals to 0, then the value of y by x. Okay, we want to find the value of y by x. That is our main target. Okay, so this condition is satisfied by this and this, okay, for which x belongs to R and y belongs to R, and belonging to R means only one condition, d greater than equal to 0, which we can use. Okay, further, now this condition is satisfied, but if you remember, it is a d. Okay, this is a d, okay, which is b square minus 4ac, and it is less than equal to 0. So whose ever d means the function whose d will be this, that function f of x will surely be greater than equal to 0. Okay, if d is less than equal to 0, it is function is greater than equal to 0. If d was less than 0, the function was greater than 0. Means f of 0, it means f of 0 value it also includes, okay, when it comes like this. Okay, so I made you understand the difference between this and this. Okay, but here what we have, that f of x will be greater than equal to this, because this is less than equal to 0. Okay, now we are done with that thing. Now whose d means which equations d is this. If we have solved so many problems, we can tell it as b square a square ax square plus bx plus c if is of f of x. Okay, then its d will be b square minus 4ac. So so this function f of x will be greater than, okay, equal to 0, this condition from here. Okay, so I know if then this equation, I get this equation, I know it will be greater than equal 0 because its d is given, but they are telling it is true for, means this equation satisfy this condition. So now you will tell that but these equations are not this equation, so we cannot put them as this function greater than equal to 0. So we will try to create this equation. Okay, in this how we can create, so let me take the first equation, which is ax square, I will open it, bx minus 3x, okay, plus c plus y should be equal to 0. Now you can see ax bx y, so ax square plus bx plus y should be equals to what, 3x, sorry, c, ax bx was this equation, it is true, 3x minus y. Okay, now ax square, these two are equal, so ax square bx plus c is greater than equal to 0. Okay, because it is f of x, so this is greater but it is equal to this, so this thing will also be greater than equal to 0, right? So what we are getting, y by x is less than equal to 3. Okay, let me call it as a. Now the second equation should also satisfy this condition, so let's apply this condition on the second equation. The second equation I will write it because I am using the next page, b minus 1 plus c plus 3x, okay, should be equal to 0. Okay, so I have written it. Now I will open it, ay square plus by minus y plus c plus 3x, okay, should be equal to 0. Now how we can create this equation, ay square by plus c should be equals to y minus 3x. Now this thing is again d less than equal to 0, which will give me this function f of x as greater than equal to 0. So a y square plus by plus c should be greater than equal to 0, but this is equal to this, okay, because ay square by, here you can see it is equal. So from this y minus 3x should also be greater than equal to 0. So y by x, okay, should be greater than equal to 3, but from, let me call it as b, but from a y by x was less than equal to 3. Okay, now these two should satisfy the condition, they can satisfy the condition, this condition, these two equations will satisfy this condition only when, if they are equal to 3, so y by x is equal to 3 from a and b, so y by x value is 3. Okay, so we are done with this problem, we will move on further. Okay, hope you have understand how we use this, although this is the first time we are using discriminant like this. In our all the problems which we have done, we never use discriminant like this. Okay, so this is the next problem. The problem says as follow, this is question number 35. The question says if a square minus 14a plus 13 into x square plus a plus 2 into x minus 2 is equal to 0 does not have two distinct real roots. Okay, then the maximum value of a square minus 15a is. Now the problem with this question, okay, it is telling that this quadratic equation, whatever it is, it does means it has two distinct real roots, means it does not have two distinct real roots. When teachers teach this topic, real means location of root, they always tell you to differentiate, means differentiate between the location of roots or graphs using a greater than 0 and a less than 0. You means you differentiate on the basis of a, but here you cannot even predict the a sign. Okay, so that increases the trouble. So those teacher which tells that divide by a, create a positive parabola always, okay, it will just add on trouble to your question, okay, rather than solving it. So just think by graph, okay, just think by graph. When such things can occur, two distinct real solution, okay, it should not have two distinct real solution, although it can have one distinct real solution. So let me draw a coordinate axis. Okay, this is my coordinate axis. Either it can be upward parabola touching at one point, okay, then it will have two means two roots which will be same only, so one root it will become. Now it can be like this. Here f of x is greater than equal to 0, here f of x is equal to 0. Okay, and both satisfied. In this both a is greater than 0. Now the reverse means like this. Okay, and this graph can also exist vice versa, so f of x less than equal to 0. Now listen, one more thing which I want to means teach you is, so what I was telling here, similar thing can occur if means in classes what they teach that a greater than 0. For a greater than 0 they will teach that divide by a if it is negative and create positive, so these conditions only teach. But in examination it's better to learn more conditions and increase your more understanding. Okay, rather than means first, okay, you will understand the questions by graph. Okay, you will means you should draw the downward parabola too. Okay, like means we have done so many problems. In many questions you see the conditions of this only: f of x greater than 0, f of x greater than 0 less greater than equal to 0. You said that it is always positive, but it can also be true for this stuff. Okay, but condition is that it should have less than 0. Okay, both will have d less than 0. Okay, so this is for negative. Okay, downward parabola. Okay, although many questions don't use the downward parabola questions. Okay, means you don't come across downward parabola questions. Okay, rarely you see. So this is the one of the questions which is using downward parabola. So I thought that I should explain that, because here downward parabola can also have two means it can also create equation which does not have two distinct real roots. So similarly here it has two roots equals. Okay, so here in this both a less than 0, but in this f of x is what, less than 0. Just same in both of these. Okay, just remember in both of these d is less than 0 or d is less than equal to 0. Okay, although it only depends on a. Okay, a is the differentiating factor. Okay, now how we can predict which one is the correct? Okay, the best way to predict is to find the c, because we know when a parabola moves like this it will cut y-axis at some point on the positive side or negative side, doesn't matter. Okay, if you know it is cutting on positive side, it means it is surely upward opening parabola, so a is greater than, we will move on in this section and forget this section. Okay, while if we get here get a negative value, what we will come to know that here we means if it cuts on the positive up axis means c is cutting like this, so we will reject these all negative cases and move on with this section. Okay, upward parabola section. And if we get c negative means we will reject the upward positive parabola, a greater than 0 parabola. Okay, and we will consider this one. Okay, all the a negative one. Okay, so now let's check f of 0, because we know f of 0 gives c. Okay, that is the thing which you should know. Okay, if I put 0 value, what I get, -2. So I will reject the upward cases. I know I should play in this downward parabola. So for sure the condition which will be, because now I cannot I don't have any extra equations to differentiate whether it will be this condition or this condition. Okay, so I have to take both. Okay, now listen, this condition is what, f of x equals to 0. Okay, this condition is what, f of x less than 0. Okay, and I have to consider both, this is the equation, so that's why I was telling this. Okay, and separately this equation is for this. Okay, so what condition we will use for this, because we cannot differentiate between those. I don't exactly know that it can be this parabola or this parabola. Okay, if any one root or any idea, anything extra information if they had mentioned, then we could have moved further and differentiated between these parabolas. But since they have not given us any further information, we will use them. Okay, combined only, which is using this equation. Okay, now this f of x, okay, it should always be less than 0. We got that. And now if you see a square minus 15a value we need to find out, and if I put -1 instead of x, I can create this value a square minus this negative a will add on creating -15, and this will 13 -2. Okay, -2 again. So let's just put the values and see what we are getting. let me do here. So we had f of x less than equal to 0. Now if I put f of minus 1 should also be less than equal, because x belongs to R. So it is true for R, means true for all values of x. So if I put this value, I get a square minus 14a plus 3. Okay, for minus means for minus 1 x square will be positive only, so there is nothing change here. Minus ax, okay, minus 2, sorry, here is minus 1, minus a minus 2, further minus 2 should be equal to less than 0. If I solve it, a square minus 15a, okay, which is the thing which we need to find. 13, okay, 13 minus 4, 13 minus 4 means plus 9, should be less than equal to 0. So a square minus 15a should be less than equal to minus 9. So the answer is, we want to find the maximum value. We want to find the maximum value, and it can be less than equal to minus 9. So the answer is minus 9, because the max value will be minus 9. Okay, if it moves more further means less than that, okay, minus 10, like that stuff, okay, will happen. We want to find the maximum value, which will be minus 9. Okay, so we will continue in the next lecture. Okay, till then, take care. Okay, bye.